'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out loud goodbye.
This gonna be the type of night they make.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Mr. Vaughn. Mr. Vaughn's Channel Sweatbox. We back, we live, we active here on the channel. Yes, indeed, you know how we do. Still dodging those digital jabs, baby. Look, 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 look. Let's talk about The Last of Us episode 6. We just rolling right along, man. We just rolling right along. Man, after the horrifying ending to episode 5 in the Henry and Sam storyline, which of course, you know, so if you know from the game, this is a spoiler review by the way, just in case you ain't know. That's where we picked up this week. They remind us of the horror of Sam and Henry's death, and then it's 3 months later. Joel and Ellie are just moving along, heading towards still trying to find Tommy. And spoiler alert, they find Tommy. It was a great scene when they first of all, hold up, just real quick. The episode starts with a new couple, not from the game, new to the show. This little couple that's kind of like Bill in that aspect, where they have their own little land. They're not around any people, and they're talking about, like, yeah, man, you can't be around people. Anywhere where people were, can't go there anymore because they're all dead. Don't go past the river. You go past the river, they're dead. If your brother's past the river, you're looking for your brother. If he's past the river, yeah, he's dead. And Ellie's like, you can't scare us. He was like, they scare him. That couple was great though, because the wife was like, yeah, they haven't hurt me, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. Joel was like, tell me the truth. You better match what he said. She's like, did you tell him the truth? She was like, yeah. You telling me the truth? Yeah. So that couple was great. And then at the end, you know, Ellie steals one of their rabbits. It was very awesome. I loved everything about that opening. But anyway, so yeah, they're going past the river, and they get ran down on by some people on the horses. And Joel is super paranoid. They got a dog, and they're like, look, the dog's sniffing for cordyceps. If you got cordyceps, this dog's gonna kill you. So he sniffs Joel. Joel's good, and she goes to sniff Ellie, and Joel's all paranoid that the dog's gonna pick it up, but he doesn't. Ellie and the dog get along fine. It's all to the good. Yeah. So then they take him to the village, and they have the reunion with Tommy, and the whole reunion with Tommy was great. And Maria is played by I don't ever remember her name, but the actress who played True Blood. She played Tara in True Blood, and she's also in Queen Sugar. Everybody who's mentioned it, they always mention that she was in True Blood. Nobody mentioned that she was in Queen Sugar. The only people that mentioned that she was in Queen Sugar was Watch Mojo. So shouts out to Watch Mojo for knowing she was in Queen Sugar. Queen Sugar was a huge show. It ran for like 6 seasons. You know what I'm saying? But it had black people in it. So y'all other reviewers wasn't up on Queen Sugar because it had black people in it. And she crushed it in that show. She absolutely crushed it in that show. So anyway, she shows up as Maria, Tommy's wife. And things basically play out pretty much the same way they do in the game. Although the big difference is we're shown Jackson in its full extent. To whereas in the first game, everything that happens with Tommy's brother happens at the dam that they're trying to get the power back on so they can power Jackson. And Jackson is still kind of a very early stages. Whereas with this one in the show, Jackson has been up for a while. They got the dam running. We do see the dam, but we don't get any of them are still trying to run it. At this point, the dam's up and running. They got power. They still got the sign up from the Lights Festival. We saw that in the trailer though. But all of that, all of the stuff from Jackson that we saw, the bar, the room, the street. Excuse me. That's all from The Last of Us Part 2. Spoiler alert. We even get, what is her name? Dina? I believe it's Dina. I'm pretty sure that was Dina. When they're at the table and the girl's looking at Joel, and Ellie's like, what you looking at, cuz? Dead homies, you better come run my fade. She didn't say all of that, but that's pretty much what she said. And then the girl runs off. Yeah, man, so everything, there was a lot. I mean, they just took, it was like, this was probably, in my opinion, this was probably the most from the game by the book. And when I say by the book, it means they followed the game script to the T as much as since the first episode, in my opinion. I mean, especially from some of the lines of dialogue. The showdown between Joel and Ellie, when Ellie finds out that Joel was going to leave her with Tommy, I mean, that's almost verbatim from the game. I mean, and the way they played it was great. When Ellie pushes him, everybody who I know has either left me or died, except fucking you. And then she gives him the push. It was like, oh, I felt that. That was straight from the game. And then when he's like, you're right, you're not my daughter, and I'm not your father, and we are going our separate ways. I was like, ooh, that was, I mean, straight from the game. It's just straight from the game. I love the dialogue. I love the dialogue. It was just good. It was so good. Again, the hints at all the things that they hinted at for season 2 in Last of Us Part 2. When she's looking at the map, they got the different trails to where the Fireflies are going. You see one of them is headed to Seattle, and as you know, Seattle plays a huge part in the Last of Us Part 2. So yeah, man, this is just another really good episode. HBO continues to just really crush it. I know I say that every week, but they haven't had a weak episode yet, man. I mean, HBO gold standard of television every week. I say it every week. Last of Us continues to impress and just continues to not disappoint. Again, the whole scene with Maria and Ellie. I love the scene with Maria and Ellie where she's trimming her hair. She gives her the coat, and then that's when Ellie finds out about Sarah. And then she's like, how much do you really know about Joel? She said, yeah, I know Joel killed people. Yada, yada, yada. I love that. It was just a great scene. I mean, all the scenes that take place in Jackson were just awesome. I loved everything about it. And then we get the scene when they leave, and they get to the medical center. I mean, it's so much straight like the game. We even get the monkeys. When they get to the medical center, they get the monkeys. They get the monkeys up in the room where you think it's the clickers, and it's not. It's just the monkeys. Joel even says the line, well, at least it wasn't clickers. I mean, man, they nailed it this game. Then the biggest change that they deviated from the game is how Joel gets injured. And I knew I knew how I basically know how the rest of the season is gonna fall. I mean, obviously we all know how the season's gonna play out if we played the game. But as far as the episode structures, I'm pretty sure I can figure out how it's gonna go, and I'll get to that in a second. But I knew exactly how this episode was gonna end. I knew exactly how this episode was going to end. It ended with the cliffhanger of Joel getting stabbed on death's door. But I like how they did it differently this time. On the game, you remember he's fighting and he gets pushed off the ledge and he falls onto the rebar, and it's just In this one, the dude swings a bat at him. He ducks and the bat breaks on the tree, and then Joel breaks his neck. But in the process of breaking his neck in the scuffle, you see that the dude stabs Joel with the shank piece of the bat. And, yeah, it's all bad. And he pulls it out. Why would you pull it out? You gotta leave it in there. Oh, man. But then you get the whole scene of, what I did like was the scene when they were escaping. And Ellie was just busting with the, like, bop, bop, on horseback. Just Desperado style. I love that. That was just awesome. But then you get Joel just falling off the horse. And then the great scene of Ellie like, Joel, you can't die. I can't do this without you. I can't do this without you. I mean, just another great episode. And then the scenes that really hit home this episode, the scenes that just really hit home. The scene when Joel was talking to, when he's talking to Tommy. First of all, they have the disagreement when Tommy tells him, man, I can't go. I can't take the girl, man. I'm about to be a father. Maria's pregnant. And he's like, well, he said, I think I'll be a good father. And then Joel's like, well, we'll see. And then they bump heads over that. Tommy's like, look, man, just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it's supposed to stop for me. And then they have it out. But then they have that other conversation where Tommy comes and apologizes. And Joel just breaks down. And he just breaks down. And he explains how he just feels like he's not strong enough to protect Ellie. And he's terrified that he's going to get her killed. And that's why he's begging for Tommy to take her off his hands, because he just doesn't have trust. He doesn't have faith in himself. And then Ellie overhears that. You know what I'm saying? But man, I mean, the emotion that Pedro Pascal was able to draw from in that scene. Bravo, young man. Bravo. So, yeah, man, just another stellar episode, man. And I'm going to wrap it up with this. I'm pretty sure, I knew this was how, once I saw how this episode was going to end, I was like, okay, so I basically got the blueprint for how the rest of the season is going to go. We got 3 episodes left. Next week, we're getting the DLC Left Behind with Riley and Ellie and their whole backstory. We're getting that, and then we're gonna get. It looks like we're also gonna get a little bit of Ellie exploring out on her own. You know what I'm saying? Of how she's out on her own trying to do it now that Joel's injured. So that's gonna be next week's episode. Episode 8. And at the end of episode 7, we're going to run into, I don't remember the dude's name, but the cannibal dude. We're going to run into him probably at the end of episode 7. And then episode 8 will be the entire saga of her dealing with the cannibal dude and trying to escape that, and Joel healing up and coming to get them. And then episode 9 will be the finale of them getting to the hospital, getting to the finding out, meeting with the Fireflies, seeing Marlene again. And then Joel finding out that Ellie's going to have to get killed. Him going on the rampage, getting there, and that's how it's going to end. That's it. That's it. So you don't have to watch the last 3 episodes because I just told you, even if you haven't played the game. There you go. Spoilers in effect. Thank you for tuning in. But no, that's just a prediction of how. And I bet you we'll see. We'll see how it goes. When are they going to introduce the cannibal dude's name? I guarantee, I'm almost positive they're going to introduce him at the end of episode 7. He'll get introduced at the end of episode, and then episode 8 will be the whole thing of her dealing with him, and yeah. And then episode 9, yeah. So I'm excited. So we'll see. That's about it. So yeah, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Click those notifications so you know when I upload. What did you think of this episode of The Last of Us? Do you agree with my theory of how the episode is going to end? How the series is going to end? What these last 3 episodes are going to be? Let me know. And of course, as always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I already said that. Check out the travel vlogs, man. I got my top 5 Vegas hotels that you should visit on your next trip to Las Vegas. And if you guys need anything, Sweatbox Travel is official. Of course, I can book all your travel needs. Until next time, you know how we do. Peace. 100.
I'ma go to the ends with you. I'ma go to the end with you. I'ma go.